Hello and welcome to another modern stream. Today, by popular request, we are returning to Death and Taxes. Out of all the decks that I played, I think this is the one that I get the most requests to pick up again. And it's not going to be any surprises here as far as the list goes. We're playing very much the same cards as we've been playing before. Looks like I've forgotten to change out my planes for snow-covered planes. Not that it really does anything for the cards that we have here on our list, but some lists are running on thin ice. And if I had thought of it, I would have changed those planes for snow basics. Okay, this hand is garbage. Send it back. No lands. Okay, this is a keepable hand. We got to put two things back, so we'll put back an Aether Vial and probably the Path. Inspiring Vantage, so we're fighting Burn. That doesn't look good. We have a pair of 3-drops here. Burn is going to take us out of the game before we can draw out of this mulligan. Hey there, handsome. Managed to join us for match 1, game 1. And if you're smelling something, that's whew. How is this only 1 damage? Oh, they're going to be playing an Eidolon here? Okay, that makes sense. Saying Audrey is staying home sick. That's too bad. But better to stay home than spread something around. Look at all these 3-drops. I just can't do anything this turn. Opponent is going to punish this pretty hard. Handsome ass, how am I feeling? I'm doing okay, bud. A little bit tired after smashing all those bathtubs. But it had to be done. I try. I mean, it's funny between you and me, because we know what I'm talking about, but I guess that's the advantage of the inside joke. Yeah, that's quite the mystery. Absolutely 100% you thought you were just trolling us when I saw the tubs in the hallway, but when you insisted that they were there and they're sticking around, I am pretty curious about what that's about. We are so dead. Kind of think about, like, do I take Monastery Swiftspear here and then just block the Eidolon and they only get a 1-1 instead of getting a 2-2? I wish I could do the Flickerwisp thing with this. That would be so much better. Maybe I should have played Archon? Ah, well. So this way they have to trigger their Eidolon if they want to kill the apparition. But with them having 3 going up to 4 cards in hand, and this Rift Bolt putting me down to 4, yeah, they should have no problem just finishing this off with spells from hand. Shouldn't feel too bad about this one. Playing versus Burn is never going to be an easy thing. Game 1, we mulliganed to 4. We had 2 Sunbaked Canyons. This hand was just all wrong. Alright, we're going to get a couple of good cards here. Auriok Champion and Burrenton Forge-Tender. I kind of wonder about Relic-Warder because Relic-Warder actually gets rid of Eidolon. But I guess it doesn't really have any other targets. 9 damage in 1 turn. I mean, it's a 2-drop, yep. So it's something we can look at if there are worse cards in the deck. Obviously, Batterskull is going to be one of our best cards. Flickerwisp isn't too hot. What would we name with the Revoker, though? Oh, I make that mistake all the time. We can't name lands with Revoker. Exactly. It's almost a Pithing Needle. I liked keeping some number of Path to Exile, because there's a few creatures we're going to want to kill. But I don't think we need all of the removal, because we have Skyclave Apparition as well. Archon is fine. It's going to slow down the opponent's turns, so they can't 3-spell us in one go. Arbiter's not great. Sort of Fire and Ice. I mean, protection from red seems pretty good. Thalia is pretty good here. Okay, yeah, let's go with this. One land, and it's a Sunbaked Canyon. Not interested. Okay, here we go. This is a decent hand. Let's keep this one. We'll get rid of one of these Sunbaked Canyons. First turn, Aether Vial, go. Do we draw land? No. We're actually drawing the Batterskull here. Yeah, well, we already know what we're drawing here. It's not Stepmom, Batterskull. I'm going to put the Champion down here. And then I'm going to use the Aether Vial to put the Stoneforge Mystic down EOT next turn. So it's less likely to get hit by a spell, so we're more likely to get the Batterskull into play. Opponent knowing we have Batterskull, they're going to want to try and kill the Stoneforge Mystic if they get a chance. Always yes. They attack here, no fear. Okay, we get a free land. Ooh, and we're drawing Forge-Tender. That's sweet. Okay, and we'll just pass. We can now double block one of these Goblin Guides to kill it. But I don't really intend on pathing one. If the opponent's stuck on one land here, that means that they're not going to be able to double spell, triple spell. So no interest in using a path. And here we can go get Sophie. And we untap with the Stoneforge Mystic. Very nice. Okay, we'll play the Giver of Ruins. And we might as well just pass here. Okay, Lightning Bolt on the Giver of Ruins. Yeah, okay. I kind of figured if they had that, they would have killed the Stoneforge Mystic, so I couldn't put Batterskull into play. But what do I know? Christian, thanks for the follow. We could have prevented that with the Forge-Tender. But I like having this pro-red creature here to stop their guides from attacking. Yeah, that makes sense. They're going to concede. They weren't able to draw out of their screw, and Batterskull is just going to end it. This hand looks totally fine. It is going to be difficult to beat Burn while we're on the draw. But we'll do what we can. Okay, so they got a turn 1 critter. And it's going to be able to get in for a bit of damage if we're going to put this Aether Vial out instead of the Forge-Tender. Of course, the Aether Vial is going to help us out in the long term by making lots and lots of mana for us. So I'm hoping that we manage to... Oh, I am so excited for there to be no land drop again. Opponent kept another 1 land hand. And we have Ghost Quarter with Leonin Arbiter, so that means we can actually get them, so they have no lands. But with the Stoneforge Mystic here, I'm actually going to go Stoneforge first, Forge-Tender with the Aether Vial, so we can protect the Mystic, get the Batterskull, and then next turn I can use the Arbiter to take them off of lands, if I want to, or I can just put Batterskull into play. So the reason why I didn't want to use the Forge-Tender as a sneak attack is because they could respond to me activating the Aether Vial and kill my Mystic. So this gives me the most opportunity to save the Mystic and to potentially block the Swiftspear. Okay, so the Rift Bolt is going after the Mystic here. I'm going to try and save it. Ooh. Did I miss that, or is that proper? Okay, no, that's right, because the target was already there. I thought I might have been responding to the Suspend for a second. That would have been embarrassing. Okay, so they're sending the lightning bolt at the Stoneforge Mystic now. Nothing I can do about that. Let's see what we draw off the top. I kind of think I just want to take him off his land here. Yep, we gain 6 life at the cost of our 2 cards. Sword of Fire and Ice, okay. So our choices here, we can Arbiter and take their 1 land. Or we can Arbiter and keep our lands. Because it costs us our 1 land to take theirs. I kind of like killing their land. I'm going to give that a shot. If we draw Path off the top, we can get rid of the Swift Spear without giving them a land. We have Skyclave Apparition ready to go next turn with the Aether Vial. Nope, no need. They concede. Okay, 2 lands, Aether Vial. We got all our colors. Nice mix of spells. We keep this. And we start with Aether Vial, so we might as well start with Field of Ruin, so we don't take a point of damage from the canyon. Okay, I guess we'll just play the Thalia Pass. Ah, damn. Spell Snare. Okay. I think I probably just play the Sunbaked Canyon. And then maybe destroy their land? Go Chicken Fry. Thanks for the follow, friend. Well, they have something. What are they going to do with all this mana? Maybe they didn't know I was doing it on the draw step and they thought I was doing it during the main? Nice. I managed to give them a bamboozle. They tapped down their island there, and now they don't have access to that mana. Leonin Arbiter, a little bit... the timing not great on that one. Really wish I could cheat this in so that we could catch them so they would miss their fetch. You could flick their land. Yeah, I could flick their land. I mean, they're going to crack that as soon as they see this on the stack, but then I could get them with Ghost Quarter. The thing is, I can also Flickerwisp during the end step, which gets rid of their land for a turn as well. Saint Elmo, thanks for the follow, friend. So that is actually my plan. Tor Albedo. I'm going to Aether Vial during my end step. Flicker one of their lands, and if they don't use the mana, then I can go ahead and Ghost Quarter, otherwise they're down a land for their turn. I mean, regardless, they're down a land for their turn. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So if I do it during my end step, I guaranteed get rid of a land for a complete turn cycle. But if I do it now, then during the end step, I can Ghost Quarter and just straight up get rid of Hollowed Fountain for good. We can also get them off of... yeah, I guess. Okay. Oh, geez. I'm just doing this totally wrong, right? Because I can't respond to... Oh, man. I'm just playing this very, very badly. Okay. Okay, so they didn't pay for the Leonin Arbiter, which means that we don't get punished for our misplay. Okay. So that could have been way worse. Ooh, Field of Ruin. They're going to be able to hit us now? Teferi, yep. Blinks a thing. Gets rid of the Aether Vial. Sure. Stoneforge Mystic, huh? Well, unfortunately, Leonin Arbiter says Stoneforge Mystic isn't going to work very well. Let's see here. I think that I'm going to take the shields down on Giver of Ruins and smack them for 5 and kill Teferi. Okay, once again, Stoneforge Mystic, Leonin Arbiter. There's a lot of tension between these cards. So, okay, they go ahead and force a negation the Aether Vial. Exiling Cryptic Command. Oh, and Supreme Verdict, so they kill all my creatures. As far as resources go, we're actually still quite even. But the quality of the cards in their deck is very high. Probably still just want to get Batterskull here. It's a recursive threat. But Sophie is also very, very strong in this matchup because their planeswalkers wouldn't be able to touch us. Damn. Okay, well, I mean, it gets us the land anyway, so we can just hardcast the Batterskull. Oh, another Stoneforge Mystic? Interesting. I could actually play Stoneforge, go get Sophie, play Sophie. They have one blue up. If they just so happen to have another Spell Snare, the Stoneforge Mystic play would be so bad. I'm going to Batterskull here And if they Force of Negation, they're out of cards. Okay. Looks like they were F6 there. No, they got a lot of lands. Another Aether Vial, not bad. So they can kill the Germ with a Colonnade, but I'm fine with that. And just return Batterskull to my hand, play Stoneforge. No, they're just going to take the damage. Okay. I don't think that Aether Vial should actually matter that much anymore. We're getting towards the end of this game. I don't see Aether Vial making too much of an impact here. But they decide that it's bad enough that they're going to counter this and return the Germ to hand. Okay, let's play Stoneforge Mystic. Go get Sophie. And pass. If we want to maintain the pressure, we can just equip the Batterskull straight to the Stoneforge Mystic, and that will allow us to attack for big damage this turn. They only have one card in hand. I think that's still going to be our best play. Let's equip this. Oh, Snapcaster was their last card in hand. So they're going to have Path to Exile for the Stoneforge Mystic here, I imagine. Oh, no, they're going for Cryptic Command. So what are you going to do with that? You're going to bounce the Stoneforge? Like, is anyone else surprised they targeted the Cryptic Command with a Snapcaster Mage, or is that just super obviously the thing to do because they have so much more mana? It does allow them to draw a card, and drawing a card is good. But I don't see them wanting to bounce the Stoneforge Mystic. Maybe they bounce the Batterskull. Yeah, bouncing the Batterskull makes sense. Nope, the Mystic. I mean, either way, I've wasted my mana, right? Okay, they're going to kill the Sunbaked Canyon. Yep. Keep us from drawing an extra card later. And they have Cryptic Mana up. Another Path to Exile. That's not really what we're looking for. Let's cast the Stoneforge, I guess. Resolves. Let's get Maul. So we have 4 mana here. Let's just cast the Maul and put it onto the Stoneforge Mystic. That way it easily blocks Snapcaster Mage now. And their ground creatures here can't block Stoneforge. So if they don't find like a path or something, they're going to need to keep the Colonnade up to block it if they want to survive for a turn. Okay, they find the Jace. So that's just going to be able to bounce the Stoneforge Mystic. Archon. Okay. Oh, we have no more mana, so pass the turn. Opponent can only play one spell this turn, but Jace can bounce the Archon. Teferi can do the same. We got them most of the way down, but it looks like they're stabilizing here. But if we can get Sophie onto one of our creatures, we might still be able to win. Okay, so Teferi says that we can only play spells on our own turn. Stoneforge Mystic doesn't search anything up anymore. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we could play Stoneforge into Archon into Equip. And we'll try to equip the Stoneforge Mystic, because the Archon would be the thing that requires attention. Nope, they're going to go ahead and respond. So this is going to be a counter bounce, I think. No, Logic Knot of X is 3. Okay. That's fine. We can put the Sophie onto the Mystic now. Alright, so opponent does still have access to Path to Exile. So Snapcaster or Path in hand will allow them to continue playing. And they get a lot of looks. They get to draw a card with Teferi, Brainstorm with Jace, they get to draw a card. Oh, geez, that's right. I forgot that that could work. Okay, so I'm a lot further away from winning than I thought I was. Teferi bouncing the sort of Fire and Ice here means that Stoneforge is no longer unblockable. They're able to use the Jace to Brainstorm, and if they find Counterspell for Sophie, then the game isn't over yet. We might also just be able to equip Maul if they don't have some sort of answer to Stoneforge. So this is 5, and this is 4. So we don't have enough mana to do both. Unsummon Batterskull and drop it again. That would get us another creature. It wouldn't be lethal this turn. I mean, Maul the Skyclaves wouldn't be lethal this turn anyway. Yeah, that's true. It's all instant, and it's all abilities, so we can even do it through Teferi. No, if we cancel that. We don't have enough mana to do cast Sword and unsummon and replay Batterskull, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh no, we have exactly enough to do that. Nope, Force of Negation hardcast this time. This is all game 1, isn't it? I've got 13 minutes left. Probably going to lose this game. Got really close, but that Supreme Verdict was pretty good. And these paths have just been rotting. So what are we going to bring in here? Phyrexian Revokers for sure. Otherwise, I don't see too much value in the rest of our cards here. So probably just the Revokers. Oh, they're taking my germ? Oh, that's dirty. Ugh. Yeah, we can. And I think we have enough mana to Skyclave as well. So at this point, even though our opponent is in control of our germ, we are still the controller and owner of Batterskull. So we get to still use its activated abilities here. So we'll just return the Batterskull to hand. No problem. Opponent has 4 cards in hand at this point. I think we can probably just scoop here. Tron Walker with a party of 32. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the raid, friend. How did your stream go? What were you playing? I think we can just take out 2 of the paths for the 2 Phyrexian Revokers. Over 8 hours, you say? That is a lengthy stream. Man's got some stamina. Sweet. So I'm not a big fan of Rest in Peace here. I don't think it's going to be doing quite enough. They have Snapcaster Mage, and that's pretty much the only hit. 5-color Tron deck. Sweet. Don't even need Arkham's Astrolabe for all those colors. Coming from a Pauper background, I tend to think about a lot of things from that context. Wow, turn 1 win. Gotta go fast. I think I'm okay with this. It's not great. but it's got some legs. Ooh, the Thalia. Don't mind that. They're gonna lead us off with another spell snare. Okay, it's an opt. Phew. Yep, that is a wall. No point in attacking here. The wall has us covered. Okay, that's a lot of Wall of Omens. Just not drawing lands, though. That's unfortunate. I think we'll probably just put Batterskull into play. So we'll pass. Stony Silence. Activated abilities of artifacts. Okay. So we're no longer able to, like, equip our Batterskull or whatever. Can't do the return to hand tricks. But we have the Skyclave Apparition to actually take that off the board. If we want to. Just no lands, though. So I could Phyrexian Revoker here and try and name whatever Planeswalker they're looking to put down. So because of the Thalia, Jace is going to cost 5. And Teferi is going to cost either 4 or 6, depending on which Planeswalker we're thinking about. And if they play land into Sweeper, then I'm in a huge amount of trouble. Chase the Mind Sculptor. Okay, no play from the opponent. We also found a land. Let's go to combat. Nice. Kind of thinking about playing the Archon here. I don't think Flickerwisp is going to do too much good. Okay, so I guess this is worth a counterspell. And they're going to return the Germ to hand. Okay. And here's a Teferi. So we have the Skyclave. We can get rid of the Stony Silence if we want. Luna, thanks for the follow, friend. Okay, so they just take one. Oh, it looks like that 2 mana was for a counterspell. Looks like they're going to, yep, Logic Knot. And I think at this point the opponent has turned the corner. Oh, maybe that was a mistake. What if they activate this Colonnade? Yeah, they want to keep all their mana up for counter spells. That makes sense. And we can't cast the Aether Vial because we have Thalia. So unfortunately, that just has to stick in hand for now. Okay, so that's a path. Can't search because of the Leonin Arbiter. Oh, really? They're just going to really take advantage of our own Arbiter here and use a pair of paths where we can't search up lands. Oh, jeez, they have triple path. That's ridiculous. They've just been holding all these paths, and now that we put down Arbiter and we can't pay for it, they've supremely punished us. Great patience from the opponent. And now we may return the cat to our hand. Now that it's done the job the opponent wanted it to do. Wow. I think I'm pretty ready to move on, to be honest. Opponent still has 3 cards in hand, double Planeswalker advantage. This hand isn't going to beat anything. Let's mulligan this. This hand is good. It'd be better if I could keep 7, but let's not be too greedy. We'll keep this. And I think we'll probably just get rid of the Sunbaked Canyon. Could also have gotten rid of Flickerwisp here, but Flickerwisp works really well with Skyclave Apparition. So we're going to risk it and hope we draw that third land. Soulscar Mage, okay. So it looks like they are playing the Izzet Prowess deck. Get Path to Exile. I'd really like to take the time to play Giver, play Arbiter, and then Path, but we'll see if the opponent gives us the opportunity. They might just go too fast. Hey, Intimidating 93, I saw what you were putting down there. My memory is not that great, so what I'm going to do is I'll be taking a look at the replays after I finish the league, and I'll be able to take a look at your line. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, so if they have basically any spell, blocking here is pretty bad. But the reason they're attacking like this is probably because they want to get a point of damage in so that they can cast Light Up the Stage. Okay, so no Light Up the Stage this turn for them. That's what I decided to do. So yeah, they miss a land because of that, so that's pretty good for us. Let's play the Leonin Arbiter, pass back. No block this time. I want to keep the Arbiter on the field. So if they... Actually, if they sacrifice... Nah, it doesn't matter. They have 6 cards in hand. They're going to have something. We're going to let them use their spell this turn. I want to keep my Arbiter so that I can path their creature. They do get land. I'm hoping they don't kill Arbiter here. Please don't have a lightning bolt. Damn. All right. Unfortunate. But Arbiter did... We could just draw another one off the top, though. I am wondering if Skyclave Apparition might just be the better play instead of Arbiter Path. Because Path is able to hit the Elemental. Yeah, it's better to be lucky than good. So now we have access to Arbiter Path if they play the Elemental, the Stormwing Entity. Although realistically, it can be used for basically anything. We could also just Flickerwisp the Apparition, so they can get a 1/1 illusion, and we can take, you know, their next creature. All right there, red-green. That would have been one of the reasons to play the Arbiter, so we could have got their fetch lands. They do play a few fetch lands in this deck. Not many, but some. Well, turn 4, they have 3 lands in play. They haven't been slowed down very much. We'll just take the 2 here. If they want to go ahead and increase that. Oh, they're going to Lava Dart... okay, yeah, they want to kill our creature here. So we're not going to be able to get the opportunity to Flickerwisp it. So instead we do the Arbiter Path play, which does leave us vulnerable now to the Stormwing. But it's very important, when at all possible, to keep the Izzet Prowess creatures off the board. That is how they do damage. With the burn opponents, they can do damage in many ways, but with Izzet, they need their creatures. Are you suggesting you want to trade one of your mountains for my Arbiter? I don't think I want to take that trade. Oh, they're gonna... Oh, no, they're not lighting up the stage. They're casting at us. There's the Stormwing. And let's see here. One top, one bottom. All right, we're looking for Path to Exile. Sophie. Sophie's not bad. Can also Flickerwisp this illusion. Get it off the board. But they have the Lava Dart. Lava Dart pretty easily kills Flickerwisp, but they want to get rid of another one of their lands to do that. That seems fine. Let's get rid of their illusion here. Serum Visions in the Izzet Prowess deck. They're leaning pretty hard on cantrips to go into Serum Visions. Usually the deck just plays Opt. Archon. Kind of feel like I'm going to have to block here. They have Lava Dart, so they can kill the Flickerwisp. 4, 5, 6. Oh man, this is an awkward spot. Maybe I should have played Archon here instead of Sophie. I think Sophie is a little bit too ambitious. I'm not going to have time to equip it. Think this might be lethal. I mean, we can block the Soulscar Mage here so that we don't die. But now we have an empty board. Opponent has 3 creatures, so we are dead. Okay. There you go, opponent. You got it. Let's bring in some more removal. Winds of Abandon, get in here. Auriok Champion, you got protection from red. Forge-Tender, you too. We can take out Flickerwisp. Dies to Lava Dart. Arbiter isn't that great here. I mean, who wouldn't? Mermaid Festival? But what kind of mermaid, though, first of all? Is this the singing mermaid that lures you to your death? Or the other kind of singing mermaid? Sirens, mermaids, they're pretty similar. Ah, but did they make a deal with a sea witch to get those feet? And what did they pay? This looks fine. Ooh, untapped. Burst lightning. Okay. What do they got for our turn 2? Is this a Sprite Dragon? Yes. Okay, we'll just Skyclave that, I think. Uh-oh. Fortunately, we have the path to Exile, so if this is Manamorphose into Stormwing, we do have the answer. It's a Fairy Dragon. Another path. Okay, so the best time to path the Stormwing entity is going to be their draw step. I mean the best thing as far as potentially them having mountains in hand. The problem with that is that it allows them to potentially draw into counter magic. The opponent's deck does have counter magic in the sideboard. They could have something like Spell Pierce or whatever. I don't think they would bring counter magic in for this matchup, though. So I should be able to play Archon, and then on their draw step, path to exile the entity. Slater, thanks for the follow, friend. Okay, we'll take that stop off the draw step so we don't lose any time off our clock. They are going to abrade the Archon, unfortunately. And they have another Stormwing. Fortunately, we have another path. So we'll put the stop on their draw step again. Let's see here. 3 mountains. I think the deck usually plays 4. But I'm going to do a quick peek here behind the curtains after I activate this Aether Vial here. Just to check how many basic mountains I run when I play Izzet Prowess. Another Archon. Fantastic. Alright. So let's see here. Collection. Prowess. I play 4 mountains. Okay. So we're going to assume they also play 4 mountains, and we'll path during their draw step. Kind of think I might want to flash in the Archon in response to a spell they put onto the stack. Okay, this should hopefully be their last basic. Nope, they don't even have it, so the last basic might be in their hand, which means Ghost Quarter is good to go. Okay, gut shot, target me. Trigger Aether Vial. Put the Archon into play. That was your one spell this turn, opponent. Alright, always no, always yield. We had another path. Okay, let's just attack. We could break a canyon here. I don't mind that. It still leaves us up a mana for the path to Exile. And if we draw a 3, then we could put it right into play during the opponent's end step or whatever. Okay, they're going to light up the stage. They can't cast any more spells this turn. Forge-Tender, nice draw. Okay, they're going to go ahead and Lightning Bolt the Archon in response. Makes sense. Archon down. So I can play the Aether Vial this turn, but then I won't have access to the path. That's probably fine. I have the Forge-Tender to block the Swift Spear. Another Aether Vial. Not what I was looking for, deck. Not what I was looking for. I wasn't supposed to reveal I had a path there. I was supposed to let them try and go in on this, but now they're not going to. Because I revealed, just by clicking it, it says over here that I'm casting a spell, just waiting to pay the mana, and they realize, oh, okay, they're going to kill my creature, so I'm not going to cast Lava Dart, Lava Dart. Skyclave, okay. So we can Skyclave the Swift Spear out of the way. Oh my god, that's adorable. Thanks for sharing that, handsome. Okay, so we have to prevent the damage on this Lava Dart because the illusion would block and kill the Forge-Tender. I can sacrifice the Sunbaked Canyon and try and find a 2 or a land. Get another Forge-Tender. Okay. Unfortunate. Forge-Tender's not going to be doing much of anything against these illusions. I can trade against the 1/1 if I want, but that doesn't seem great. I got some pretty good cards coming up in the deck. If we can find like a Thalia or something, that would be nice. Take the 3 here. Oh no! Bedlam Reveler. Cast with 0 cards in hand. Reloading. I think that we might have let this one slip away. Too slow on the draw of Thalia there. And I think, yeah, they still have a Lava Dart in the graveyard here, so they can kill Thalia pretty easy. Yeah, using the Vial would definitely have been better there. Not that I have anything to rep with my 2 mana, but it would have kept Thalia from being countered in any possible way. Ugh. I think we have to keep the Forge-Tender just to block the Reveler turn after turn. And we draw land. Okay. So they have 2 Lava Darts in the graveyard. They have 2 mountains. They're going to hit us for 3 and then Dart Dart. We can concede. But we're not going to do it with a hand like this. Well, deck, you sure are showing me a lot of cards that I don't want to keep. This is better. Get rid of the Maul and the Path. And play Aether Vial. A spicy Leshe. Seachrome Pass. So we can play either Stoneforge or Thalia. If we play Stoneforge, then we can get the Batterskull out on turn 3 as well as the Thalia. That just seems like the better way to sequence it. Oh, you think it's blue-white taxes? Is that what the link was saying? Okay, cool, cool. Hope it has a boomerang. Path to Exile on the Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. We're almost able to cast Batterskull now. Okay, they have a Stoneforge of their own. And they also reveal Batterskull. Okay, just another land. But that does mean we can cast Batterskull next turn. Just wondering if I want to Aether Vial into Thalia now or during their end step. Probably just do it now. I think they're going to be saving the mana for the equipment anyway. A 4/3 Angel. Flying, first strike, legendary would be my guess. Maybe, does it have lifelink? I'm trying to remember what that angel was. Gisela? That might have been her name. Ooh, just realizing the Thalia taxes our Batterskull. Not actually going to be able to cast Batterskull this turn because of Thalia. The Broken Blade. Pretty sure that's the one you're talking about. Red Basilisk has a lot of cards in hand, but not a lot of lands. Looks like they might be passing without a land drop again, but they could just be waiting for the second main to put it down. No blocks, obviously. We're going to be looking to equip Thalia with a Batterskull before too long. If we could find Leonin Arbiter, though, with opponent only having 2 lands, we might be able to get them. Because as soon as they tap for anything, we could just Ghost Quarter, Ghost Quarter. Another Stoneforge. Okay. That's trouble. So they're going to be able to go get Maul. Yeah, Maul of the Skyclaves. That's what I thought. And that'll give their Germ flying. Skyclave, though. Skyclave can get the Maul later, so this turn we're just looking at casting Batterskull. Alright, we should be able to get them pretty good here. Wait for them to attack. Wonderful. Activate Aether Vial. Use the Skyclave Apparition to target the Maul of the Skyclaves. The Germ is now just a regular Batterskull Germ. We'll trade with our Batterskull, and now we can equip our Batterskull to Thalia and start attacking with First Striker. I think that our opponent was a little bit... oh, maybe they're familiar? Alright, so this should be, I think, GG. Opponent has been stuck on 2 lands for too long. Don't think they're going to be able to bounce back from this, but they do have a large life total, so that is giving them quite a bit of time. I think I'll just go ahead and put the Aether Vial into, or put the Archon into play, so that if they get a non-basic land, it'll come into play tapped. Yeah, you like the Azorius taxes there, handsome? Or are you just a fan of any taxes? I think we'll just put Sophie onto Archon, swing in. Ooh, 2 Thalias. Okay, so we're going to want to bring in Relic-Warder, Phyrexian Revoker, Winds of Abandon, and I think that's it. Thalia's not that hot here. Just trying to think about what the basilisk looks like now that you've got me thinking about our opponent's name. Basilisk. Which one is that? Is that the lizard chicken that's like super poisonous? Death touching lizard? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I think that legend, one of the originators of it was a poisonous pit. There was this legend about a beast that was in the pit, and anyone that entered the pit would just die. It turned out to be some poisonous gas. But, of course, people at that time wouldn't really understand what was going on. The lore of my name is quite simple. My middle name is Cooper, and my beard is red. This hand is garbage. This hand has a lot of 3-drops in it, and no vial. But I think we can keep it. I don't really want to keep mulliganing. We'll just throw the Batterskull back. Not a great hand, though. I'm not really impressed with this. Oh, I know, right? It's a little bit too soon, handsome. I actually ended up shaving off my beard on the weekend. Pithing Needle. You're going to name Aether Vial with that? Yep. This is where we draw Aether Vial, I think? Not quite. Okay. We'll just Plains Pass. Stoneforge Mystic, turn 2 from the opponent. And they go get Batterskull. So we do have the choice here to path to exile the Stoneforge Mystic so they can't put the Batterskull into play. And it was a mighty beard, too. Speaking of. Thing was well over 2 inches. I do kind of miss it, though. when I'm thinking, generally I stroke my beard, so I put my hand up to my face and, oh yeah, there's nothing there. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to touch my face because of COVID. Opponent decided to bring in the Mirran Crusader. Okay. I was absolutely considering that myself. I was wondering if I was supposed to bring in Mirran Crusader. We're just going to apparate that. Easy solution. And we'll just keep on building up mana. Winds of Abandon is a game breaker if we can get up to 6 mana. Okay, so they trade in their 2/2 for a 3/3, but the 3/3 doesn't have double strike. And Flickerwisp answers it cleanly. Okay, still not enough mana for Batterskull. Another Mirran Crusader. Uh-oh. Thanks, handsome. It does make sense with the color composition, but I was not thinking about it. Overload should still be too expensive for a spell queller, but I don't know exactly how the ruling works on that one. Castle. Okay, so we have enough mana for the Winds of Abandon in a couple of turns. I think we'll just Flickerwisp the Illusion and then pass. Keep up with the Ghost Quarter. But it's not something we really want to use if we can avoid it. Like I said, I want to keep the mana for the Winds of Abandon. Yeah, things can get a little bit weird with that. I'm not sure what the ruling is for overload. I know that when you flashback cards from the graveyard, I'm pretty sure it's the flashback cost, or was that just something weird because it was Conflagrate? I'm confused now. I had gotten a ruling done with Conflagrate one time that turned out to be wrong, so I'm really not too sure about it, to be honest. Another Winds of Abandon. Okay. Unfortunately, this thing here is crushing with 4 damage a turn. I think we're going to have to get rid of it. So we'll probably just do a single Winds. That's true. It does have X in its CMC and its flashback cost. So they could take the flashback X and transpose it onto the X on the top right corner. Magic is complicated, basically. Okay, there's the Spell Queller. So we could cast Winds of Abandon on the Spell Queller. I think I would rather wait. And maybe we can get a bigger prize. Because if they play land into Batterskull, I would be pretty happy to overload my Winds. Or if they continue to play into the board here. Archon does trade with Crusader, it's true. It also bounces with Spell Queller. Spatial contortion? Ooh, Deputy of Detention. Okay, so that's going to allow them to crush in for a large amount of damage. One, two, three, four, five, six. Overload. Wind seems pretty decent here. We don't get the secondary Winds of Abandon, unfortunately. There's no reason to cast it. Yeah, and that's fine. They're going to be able to put a Batterskull down, and racing Batterskull is really difficult. We're going to need to find an answer to that in 2 turns. That's not it. Also not it. Although it does potentially stem the bleeding. If our Giver of Ruins survives, we're able to block the germ and prevent the damage, which also means they don't gain the life. Huh. That's curious. I would have figured they would have had plenty of basics. But yeah, they had 3 creatures on board and they didn't get any basics into play. So am I sitting on these ghost quarters like they could be strip mines? Let's test my theory. Ooh, good point. I was thinking about hitting the creature land there, but yeah, we should just be hitting the blue mana. Surprising that they only have 1 basic. Oh, another Deputy of Detention? Okay, so that should hit Giver of Ruins here. Yep. And that means I have 1 draw step to answer the germ. Archon. Okay, so we can double block. So we're not totally dead. I guess we might as well attack with the Flickerwisp. I don't think I'm going to be blocking with it. Although maybe we should have kept it back in case they had like a path or something. Another removal spell. Skyclave Apparition. Plenty of ways to get one of these Archons off the board. Here comes the germ. Also the Deputy, who cares? I mean, Deputy does kill us in a couple of turns here, so I can't be that blasé about it. And if they get another land, they can just suit up the Deputy with the Batterskull. Okay, there is the land. So when they untap... Ooh, and Leonin Arbiter. So they have 2 lethal threats now. Another Archon. Come on, give me a break deck. Well, we do what we can. Play the Archon pass. So let's see here. They put the Batterskull onto Deputy. That makes it a 5/7, which makes it basically unkillable. Yeah, but they put the Batterskull on something. I'm pretty toasted. I'll have to chump whatever they put the Batterskull on, and then I can kill the other thing. So we've still got a couple turns unless they have some removal. And if they have removal, they can't equip the Batterskull. I think probably the best card for them would be another Deputy. I wasn't supposed to say that. Okay. Now they should only attack with the Leonin Arbiter. Yep. Okay, so we can triple block, and they kill 2 things, kill their Arbiter. Or we can single block a bunch of times. I think I'm going to single block. If I single block, I should probably do it with a Flickerwisp. Just chump. And try and draw out of this. Ghost Quarter, not great. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, well, Ghost Quarter, get rid of Hollow Fountain, I guess. We have another block for the Arbiter this turn. Yeah, might as well attack with both, why not? Okay, need to find something immediately. That's not going to do it. I don't think I want to change anything, though. Mirran Crusader was interesting from the opponent's side. Maybe I'm supposed to bring that in. Probably would be better than Giver of Ruins. Good afternoon, doll. It is. I kind of like the Giver, being able to actually give our dudes protection from their detention mages. Deputy of Detention, that's the name of the card. Yeah, that one basic is kind of surprising. So we have the Leonin Arbiter with the Ghost Quarter Field of Ruin. We might be able to smack their lands. Chat loves it when we destroy lands, right? Not great, but we got a bunch of land destruction. Let's see if we can punish their deck design. Go get Batterskull. We can just hit 6 through the opponent's turn here. We have nothing to do, so we might as well save on clock. We are a little bit above the opponent on clock, but not by much. Still, 13 minutes or 14 almost is a very comfortable amount of time to have for one game of Magic. We should have no problem completing this without worrying about time. But if it does get super grindy, we're going to want to make sure that we have more time on our clock than our opponent does. Pithing Needle on the Stoneforge Mystic, you jerk! Wow! What a rude thing to do. Now, you want to get rude? I'm going to get rude. I'm going to Leonin Arbiter Ghost Quarter you. Turn off my Stoneforge Mystic. Jeez. Yep. That is exactly what's going on. Arbiter does shut off field if we want to use it to also get us a land. But if we're fine with using the Field of Ruin to simply hit one of their lands, we lose a land, they lose a land, that's fine too. Okay, so they've got a pair of Givers on the board. That's going to be difficult to deal with. Another Aether Vial. So they just don't even need to worry about... oh, and the Ghost Quarter is going to be able to get us because of the Arbiter. And these two Aether Vials mean they don't really need lands. No reason to attack here. Luna is from Japan and is curious about the deck and came to study it. Wonderful. I've been playing the deck for a little while, since the Skyclave Apparition came out, which really powered up this deck, and I've become a bit of a fan since then. I think that it's a solid choice of a modern deck for sure. Okay, we get plains. So let's see here. We can Flickerwisp the Aether Vial, resetting it. We could put Sophie onto the board. We get the Archon down. I kind of like getting Sophie onto the board, but I want to get the Archon down so that the Archon can carry Sophie. Oh, this is going to be a Spell Queller? That's gross. Yep. That's a good point. Flicker the Spell Queller, get our spell back. Spell Queller comes back into play. There's no spell in the stack for it to take. As long as they don't have another Spell Queller in hand. Crazy Tales. Thanks for the follow, friend. Alright, what do we got here? 1 card left in hand, Aether Vial on 3 and 2. So they have some very powerful options, but it looks like they're just going to go ahead and reveal what they have in hand here. Pay 2 mana. Aether Vial, what? Oh, yeah, okay, I get it. They're searching up a card. They can't use the Stoneforge Mystic, but they can still put an equipment in hand. Ooh, something I'm just realizing here is that Ethersworn Canonist is not going to let us cast the Archon out of the Spell Queller. Because, yeah, the Spell Queller trigger is a... it says we can cast the card, and this says we cannot cast an additional non-artifact cards. So that's a pretty good combo right there. Let's go ahead and put down Sophie. And if we draw in land next turn, we can Flickerwisp, hit probably Aether Vial, and then equip the Sword of Fire and Ice. If we get land, we can also play Batterskull. These are all good things that can happen if we draw land. Kind of into blocking at this point. We're taking quite a bit of damage from this Canonist. And this will also let us play the secondary Stoneforge Mystic if we want to. And getting rid of the Canonist also means that we can Flickerwisp the Spell Queller to get our Archon back. So yeah, I think that I'm pretty happy with this block. I guess they just give it pro white, huh? So I'm just going to lose my dude for nothing. And that's the same thing's going to happen. Like, these Giver of Ruins haven't been doing anything for the entire game besides sitting there, right? So I kind of forgot about them. But they're actually super strong here because it means that the Flickerwisp can't flicker the Spell Queller. It can still hit the Aether Vial, but I cannot get that Archon back. Land. Nope. Okay, so I could play Sophie, or I could put Sophie onto Stoneforge. But they just give this Stoneforge protection from white and then block it, right? Be nice if we had the extra mana to like flicker the Pithing Needle, and then you do the Stoneforge thing for Batterskull. But I think we're going to end up. Yeah, me too. I was forgetting about the Giver. Yeah, we're being crushed here. That's okay. As much as I would love to win every game of Magic, I accept that I won't be able to. Because Hogak was banned. Okay, they decide to keep this Aether Vial on 2. Makes sense. Activating the Mutavault here, getting aggressive. They can just come in with everything, and I think that I'm basically dead. They might want to be careful about what they attack with. Maybe they don't want to let me make trades. Then again, not that I really can. I have colorless mana up, and they have 2 Giver of Ruins. I'm not going to be making trades. Alright, let's see what we draw. Land, we play the Batterskull. They attack in with Spell Queller, give Mirran Crusader. Our Mirran Crusader already has pro-black, so that's 2 and 6 puts us to 1. They give Aethersworn Canonist pro-black. We're dead. I guess we could have, like, drawn some card with Sunbaked Canyon, but how are we going to get through this without overloading the wins? We'll keep this. This hand looks great. Basic Mountain. Wow, Basic Mountain, no play, turn 1. Basic Mountain, no play, turn 2. Okay. Let's put down Thalia. And we can even get the Giver of Ruins down with an Aether Vial end of turn. So it'll be difficult for them to get rid of Giver before it is ready to go. Interesting. Opponent is just doing nothing. How do they expect to win a game of Magic by doing nothing? Maybe that's my mistake. Maybe I shouldn't assume that everyone wants to get the same thing out of Magic as I do. Maybe some people don't play to win. Play Field of Ruin, get in there with Thalia, and we've got the Aether Vial for the Leonin Arbiter, and we can Flickerwisp with Aether Vial next turn. So we're going to keep it in hand for now instead of deploying it. Alright, so 3 red mana. Opponent is doing their thing. What is their thing? Draconic Roar. Their thing is Storm Breath Dragon. We're playing against dragons. Okay. And I'm fine with cutting them off of mana here, even though... Oh, non-basic. Okay. I was thinking, hey, I'll just destroy one of their mountains. Field of Ruin doesn't hit basics. Sometimes I forget that. Skyclave has nothing to target, so we'll just put another Leonin Arbiter into play. And then we'll take one of their mountains out of play on the end step. Okay, get rid of one of your lands for a turn. Swift Spear, yep. Can't really back that up with anything, though. And I've got a Skyclave to take care of it. Alright, always no, always yield. Make the Aether Vial triggers a little bit faster to get through. Another Skyclave, okay. In that case, we'll cast the first one, and we have the second one ready to go with the Aether Vial. Get rid of this blocker. Latreia, thanks for the follow, friend. That's a lot of damage. 6 and 3 is 9. They don't have much time to do something here. Nope. No time at all. Let's bring in our pro red cards. We can probably take out the Arbiters here. Looks like they were just playing basic Mountain. I like the Givers. Winds of Abandon is definitely an option. Being able to have an extra removal spell for their dragons could be important. But I don't really want to take anything out. So we're just going to run with this. And if we go to a game 3, we'll look at wins. Cooper the Pro Red. I like it. This hand is fine. We'll keep. Basic Mountain Pass from the opponent. They have a Lightning Bolt for the Giver, maybe? Yes, indeed. Okay, nothing yet at 2 mana. Let's deploy one of our Thalias. Okay, they have no answer to the Thalia during my turn. Okay, we've seen this before. Draconic Roar, revealing Stormbreath Dragon, kills Thalia. We're going to play Thalia, Giver of Ruins, keep the taxing going. Ooh, Forge-Tender, though. I'm going to play Thalia Forge-Tender. Hey there, Slayer. Thanks for joining us. Ooh, Anger of the Gods, huh? That does get rid of our Burrenton Forge-Tender. Paid 4 mana. Get rid of our 1 mana card. But Forge-Tender is a bit of a problem, so I think they had to do that. Honestly, I'm not sure that the Thalia is the better card, but it seems to have been doing quite a bit of work here. Opponent's deck is loaded with spells. So I decided I wanted to keep that Thalia around. Hopefully the Anger of the Gods was alone by itself, just a one of. Okay, here's the Stormbreath Dragon. Unfortunately, it has pro-white, so that's going to be doing a real good job attacking through our creatures, and we can't path to exile it either. Okay, they are choosing to attack. Doesn't have vigilance, right? Okay. No attacks. Batterskull. Missing a couple of mana to play it. I think we just pass here. I could attack with something and give it pro-red so that it could get in, but then I would be taking the shields down, so opponent would be able to kill one of my critters with a lightning bolt or some such. Alright, what do we got here? There's no way for us to tell what the opponent has in store for us. They're playing Stormbreath Dragon in the main. Or was it Stormbreath in game 1? It might have been something else. I remember it was a 5-mana dragon, but there's a lot of good 5-mana dragons. They could have brought Stormbreath in out of the side because we're playing white. Nice. Stoneforge Mystic. That's a great card. Now we can go get Sophie. Can't play Sophie this turn, but next turn we can play and equip Sophie, put it onto the Archon, and then Archon is going to be attacking through the Stormbreath Dragon. That'll be pretty sweet. Guessing he has Roar? Oh, Chandra's Phoenix. Flying Haste. Okay, cool. I mean, it fits with the cards of the deck they're playing. It's interesting, though, that they're playing, like, good cards. Like Soulscar Mage, Lightning Bolt, Anger of the Gods. And then they're playing Chandra's Phoenix, Stormbreath Dragon, and Draconic Roar. You were almost there. You were almost playing a good deck, opponent. Block the 2/2. Makes sense. Probably just take the 4 here. I mean, nothing I can do about that. It has pro-white, so I am taking the 4. Because he's already cast a spell, he can't cast another one. Yep. Archon says no. No spell for you. I could path the Soulscar Mage here. This is like my one opportunity to get it done. I'm going to want to be using all my mana next turn, so I'll get rid of that. So that's 7, and they have 7 mana. They're going to be able to Monstrosity. Could path our Thalia. I was kind of thinking about just putting Batterskull into play. And then maybe putting Sophie onto it next turn. I was originally thinking about putting Sophie onto one of my creatures this turn, but now I'm thinking, let's put Batterskull onto the board. We're actually in a bit of danger from the Monstrosity. So we could take, what is that, 7, 8, and 9, I think? Ooh, okay. But that's their one spell this turn, and that means that they can't Monstrosity, so that's actually pretty good. That's their one spell, so we don't even need to bother giving protection to anything. Think we're going to get this one. Think we're going to get half our play points back. Don't even bother attacking. Okay. So this is their one chance here to kill Germ. Nope, they didn't do it. Okay, this should be GG. I got a 6/6 flying, 6/6 lifelink vigilance pro your deck. Every time it hits you, I get to draw a card. Seems pretty good. That's a life swing. Ooh, opponent still wants to play. Okay. If they have a braid, they're doing okay. I mean, their deck is really cool, right? It's got so much flavor. The coolness factor is definitely up there. I don't see why you bother leaving the Stormbreath Dragon back. This germ is just going to kill you unless you have a braid. You have no cards in hand. There it is.